here, aka Readings by Rissa. So excited to connect with you as always. Let's make sure this music isn't too loud. Alright everybody, so I'm super excited because today we're tapping into a brand new weekly reading as we always do here on Sundays, 1:11 p.m. Central Time. My name is Rissa Vibes, aka Readings by Rissa, and I am a professional intuitive and intuitive coach. I help spiritually curious people tap into their intuitive gifts and walk their enlightenment path and navigate it with grace and ease. And every single week I come here to do a live reading with my oracle cards and my own intuition that I've developed over my life, and to offer up the messages of the week that will help us all walk this week with grace and ease. And we just get to connect here in our Web of Light community. So I'm so grateful for that. How is everybody feeling? How are you doing today? Today is a very special day. If you know, then you know. Comment in the live chat what you know is the special day today. I know a lot of you know what day it is and why it's special. We've been talking about it. We've been building it up. We've got an event over it this evening on Zoom I'm super excited about, which is still open for sign up, by the way. There's still plenty of seats available for that event tonight. So I'm waiting for you. Tell me what it is. I know you probably know exactly what it is, so I'm giving you an opportunity to shout it out before I say it. Anybody got it? Anybody got it? It's the 1010 portal. What? Thinning of the Veil, 1010 portal. Yes, Marie got it just in time. Nice job. Yes, so 1010 portal, super excited today. It is a powerful day. It is the thinning of the veil, the opening up of this portal. We're going to experience a nice peek of it during Samhain, which is actually, more modernly called the Halloween holiday. We're going to see more of the energy showing up then. We're also going to see an integration period shortly after that, where we step into the next portal, which is the 1111 portal, where everything will kind of close out and set the stage for the next year and start to help us build intentions. So we're going to cover all of that in our event this evening, the Thinning of the Veil event, which is also going to cover the Queen of Heaven energy. We're going to discuss a little bit of that today in the weekly reading, but if you want to dive deep and do some intuitive practices, some portal activation meditations, if you want to just call in the portal energy for your own life for manifestation and intuition development with like-minded community, then you're definitely going to want to sign up for tonight's event. And it's only $10.10 to join, and the link will be in the description of this video and also of the last two videos I've done, and so you can sign up. It's also in my bio on Instagram, Readings by Rissa. So super excited for that event. It's going to be amazing. But overall, today is the portal, and we're going to dive into some of the energy of that today and this week with this weekly reading. We're covering today 1010 all the way to 1017 in October. We are diving deeper into the Queen of Heaven card that I pulled from the annual card reading in the beginning of the year for this month of October. So we're going to also talk about that, and I'm super excited. But before we get into the weekly reading, let's cover the last cards from last week, just to give ourselves a little review. So in the beginning of the week last week, we pulled the Wisdom and Play card, okay? Really encouraging us to find a wisdom and to also have playfulness in our experience. We wanted to really reflect, we're feeling the reflection energy of the Mercury retrograde. We're feeling this energy of kind of nostalgia with that. We're also able to find in that reflection and nostalgia a wisdom, and we can have a lightheartedness in the appreciation for the wisdom, even if we are reflecting on harder times in our lives, okay? Then the middle of the week card was letting us know that we were making space for soulmates to come in, soulmate connections to show up, even soulmate connections of our experience in our life thus far deepening, right? And so we're seeing these soulmate connections showing up, and we even had a really beautiful new moon in Libra, and we talked talked about the deepening of our soulmate connections as we clear and create space. We talked about that in the live Instagram reading and moon talk. And then at the end of the week, which is our weekend now, the intuitive nudges card came up, letting us know that we were stepping into more of our intuitive strength. We were stepping into more of our sensitivity, and we're also feeling our spirit guides showing up and nudging us forward, okay? All right, so this week's message and theme is soul food, okay? Soul food. And this is a different type of soul food, okay? This isn't like, you know, nice comfort food that I actually really love, but more so food for your soul, okay? What feeds your soul? And so we're going to be talking a lot about that this week, and we're going to be feeling called to reflect on that in our own lives and through our experiences this week. So if we can stay mentally prepared for that, we'll be able to experience this week with more of that wisdom that we talked about last week, and more of this kind of connection to nourishment of our soul, fulfillment of our soul, okay? Now I want to jump right into the crystal of the week that I decided to mention because, you know, not always do I feel called to share a crystal of the week, but this week felt really, really important for me to share it. And it's Tiger's Eye, okay? Tiger's Eye is our crystal of the week. Tiger's Eye is really great for third eye activation and also solar plexus activation. It's got a rooting energy, but it's also got a ascension energy. So it's kind of this beautiful balance. And it also helps with your pride, your courage, your confidence, and also your intuitive insight, okay? It's also a great protective energy as well. Protective insight, the ability to see things that will help you stay safe and protected in your energy. And so Tiger's Eye is the crystal of the week, y'all. So definitely if you have any Tiger's Eye, use it in meditation, maybe put it on your third eye, roll it around in your hands to activate your palm chakras, feel it into your heart space or your solar plexus, or just, you know, maybe go grab your first Tiger's Eye if you don't have any, because that energy is going to be very helpful this week with the portal and also with the energy of this soul food connection, this soul nourishment. Because Tiger's Eye helps us feel more confident and more empowered and more in our bravery, we tend to feel in those emotions most fulfilled. We feel whole. We feel whole enough to stand our ground. We feel whole enough to step forward in confidence and pride. We feel whole enough to use our intuitive insight and trust it, right? And so the Tiger's Eye energy is going to also naturally nourish our soul this week, which is going to really be great for the energy of the portal and just the energy of the week. All right? How's everybody feeling? Who do I have here today? Renika's here, Marie's here, hi, Meredith's here, Leslie's here. Good to see everyone. Bliss, bliss, bliss. Yes. So happy to have y'all. Okay. And please let me know if at any time the audio or the video gets weird. I'm still learning this new system that YouTube Live has. Still working out kinks there. So if at any time anything goes awry, let me know. I've got Nico behind the scenes today, so if he needs to help with anything, he will do that. So yes, thank you, and thank you, Nico, for being here. Candace is here. Hi, Candace. All right. Yes, lots of energy in the portal. Yes, Marie, feeling a little tired today. Yes. Okay, so let's get into this week's energy so we can get right to it, okay? We're going to start with the fact that, yes, this portal is intense, okay? Let's talk about the portal first. Let's get that part out of the way because we will be diving deeper into it and actually working with the portal together in the event this evening, 8 p.m. Central Time, the Thinning of the Veil event. But this portal energy, it's a 10-10 energy, okay? This 10-10 energy is here to open doors. If you think about the way 10-10 looks, it kind of looks like an open door, right? There's like the 1, which would be like kind of the door that's open, and you're seeing kind of looking at it from the front, and then the O, which is kind of like this portal opening, and the door has revealed. And so this opening of doors, and it's double time, okay? There's 2 of them open, all right? And so in that fact is the fact of duality, All right, the fact of duality comes with 10-10 as well, because 10-10 combined, if you add all the numbers up, it's 2, right? And 2 is a number of coming together, 2 parts coming together, duality or opposites coming together into balance, this energy of separatism coming together, okay, union. And so with that being said, we're seeing a lot of doors opening in our lives with this 10-10 portal, and we are, and we are really noticing that some of those doors are leading one direction and the other doors are leading in a completely other direction. It's almost like we're able to see 2 separate paths showing up in our lives, okay? And we're being called to make decisions. We're being called to choose one. Last week with the new moon in Libra, we talked about the importance of making decisions. We talked about walking the walk, making the decisions that really represent the path you want to take and stepping fully onto that path through action, right? Now we're talking about the activation of the portal today, which allows us to really see the 2 doors that are open and actually walk the walk into which path we want to take, okay? So you're going to notice that there's a lot of doors opening in your life, a lot of opportunities, a lot of things showing up that give you the choice to choose one way or the other, right? And maybe you're feeling a little conflicted, you're feeling a little confused. What path do I choose? What option do I take? So many showing up at the same time. Pick the door that's open, that represents a path that you know you have manifested and that you are wanting, that you are excited about, that you feel will fulfill and feed your soul, okay? Those are the choices you want to make with this portal. And you may be feeling tired, you may be feeling drained, because there are a lot of opportunities, there are a lot of doors opening. And with those doors opening, they're all kind of pulling a little bit of energy from you, because they're all calling your attention, they're all calling your focus right now. They're all forcing you to look at them and really feel into them to choose which one really represents what you want to manifest in your future, okay? And if you're not taking that time to really feel into those options, you may notice that you feel really chaotic. You may feel really confused and kind of a little just kind of anxious, right? Restless. This may be because you haven't taken some time to ground in, settle in, and kind of look at all the doors opening, right? And see which one feels right. Instead, you might just be feeling overwhelmed by all the doors, so you're feeling chaotic, right? If you are feeling more drained and tired, I would say that might be the energetic opposite of the chaotic feeling, where you're maybe feeling overwhelmed, so overwhelmed in fact that you're feeling a little drained, and you're feeling like you need to recover. You're feeling like you need to reboot your energy. Grounding into your body, making sure that you're nourishing your soul in a way that's helping you recharge amongst all these energetic focuses that are demanding your attention, right? And maybe instead of focusing in like you would need to center and focus when you're in that chaos energy, maybe when you're in that drained energy, it's about grounding into your body, maybe not focusing so much on what you've been focusing on, and kind of focusing on internal self-care, okay? And I think both sides need that internal self-care, but I think when you're feeling drained or needing to recover, it's really about kind of not putting so much focus on the outside and instead moving that focus inside. But when we're chaotic and we're kind of feeling unrested, we do sometimes need to ground in to focus on what it is that's all over the place. Find order into that, and with that, before we can rest and recover, right? Otherwise, we'll just be kind of still in that mentality of problem solving, right? And putting out the fires and the moving parts we're seeing, right? Does that resonate? Does that make sense? Let me know if you have questions on any of that. I love being able to interact with all of you in these readings. So yeah, if that makes sense, please let me know. If it doesn't, please also let me know. Yeah, I totally resonate with that. Meredith says exhausted and overwhelmed. Yeah, definitely. Oh my goodness. So yeah, just making sure you do what you need to do for your self-care, making sure you call back your energy, call back your power. We talked a lot about that yesterday in the, was it yesterday? No, 2 days ago, in the Bone Shaman reading, and focus and maybe draining you. Even though they may be things that still need to get taken care of, if you're feeling drained and overwhelmed, it's time to focus on yourself so that you can fill your own cup up with energy before you pour out to other things, okay? So that's the energy of the portal. All right, we're going to talk more about the portal as we move through this reading, but just to start with that, opening doors, noticing how the opening doors is making you feel. Is it overwhelming you in a chaos and kind of, anxious way, or is it overwhelming you in a kind of lethargic way, or are you feeling pretty balanced? Are you feeling pretty on top of everything? You're managing the vibration. And doing whatever we need to do to help ourselves manage the vibration, because that's what Spirit wants us to do. It wants us to evolve. It wants us to meet the challenge. It wants us to accept the challenge and rise to the challenge of holding more in energy and activating more resilience in those moments, because that is part of our continued cycle of evolution, continuing to go to the next level and not shying away from it. Okay, so don't get hard on yourself if you feel that you're overwhelmed or anything like that. Just use this as an opportunity to appreciate how far you've come from years before and how you maybe have responded before, and also notice how far you get to go and how much more you get to push yourself in what you're realizing from this experience, okay? Now, the first message of the week outside of the portal energy today that's opening up is needing what's reliable and discovering what that is, okay? Now, we're going to go ahead and dive into, I'm going to put my notes over here so I can pull some cards. We're going to dive into this week what is really reliable to us, what feels reliable to us, what feels sturdy, what feels strong, what feels secure, okay? And we are noticing what that is based on what we've had that was not secure and not reliable. And that's within ourselves and outside of ourselves, either relationships or situations or environments that were not reliable or secure, or even our own inner perspectives, our own values, our own sense of self, our own confidence, right, that might have been insecure in some ways or unreliable, right? Parts of our commitments that are unreliable, parts of our, discipline, right, that can be unreliable sometimes. So we're being called to really feel into what is reliable. And this can be an opportunity to journal and reflect. What is reliable in your life, okay? And when we feel into what is reliable, do you get a sense of energy? Do you get a sense of support? I almost feel like a solar plexus fulfillment or satisfaction when I even just imagine the idea of something reliable and kind of start to reflect on what is reliable in my life, right? When we feel into that, we do start to build the solar plexus, and we do start to build our own awareness of how to bring more reliability into our life, okay? And that reliability, that support is needed right now because we're in the harvest season. We're in this season of the fall and this ability to reap the benefits of what we've sown. And so we want to really reflect on what is reliable based on what we've built, right? To check in with if what we've built has really supported us in the way that we anticipated it, or if we need to do some more work around that, okay? Wow, and the card self-acceptance comes up, which is so powerful, right? This ability to notice how we might not be accepting ourselves. Maybe we haven't been reliable with our own acceptance or appreciation of self. Maybe we haven't been reliable with how we show up for ourselves or how we stay disciplined in what we need. Maybe we're feeling like, we have stepped into more self-acceptance and we are being more reliable, and we need to keep that going, okay? But this is this opportunity to feel into, are you in your self-acceptance? Are you feeling like you are self-sufficient, right? And are you accepting where you're at in that path as well, okay? Part of us reflecting on what is reliable is our self-acceptance as well. You know, we have to really find ways to accept all of who we are when we start to question how we are reliable for ourselves, right? We have to start to see where we're at on the journey and start to move forward and get to a place where we're really soul fulfilled. But in order to do that, we have to really see and accept where we're at, right? And accept who we are in the process and be gentle with ourselves so that we can bring in more reliability of ourselves. Okay. So self-acceptance is a big one. I'm also feeling like in relationships, the self-acceptance part of holding others to what you know you need for yourself, right? What you know is reliable for yourself, accepting what you know is reliable for yourself from the relationships you're in, right? And not being shy about expressing that, right? Or not tolerating anything less than that, right? In certain ways, you know, you can send love from a distance, you can still appreciate certain people or even be able to interact with certain people in certain ways, but not so much as to sacrifice your own expectations for what you know is reliable or what you know you need, or what level of reliability you need from certain people in your life, okay, or environments or circumstances, okay? Does that make sense? We want to really hold the self-worth higher than we ever have, okay? We want to hold the self-love higher than we ever have. We want to hold the self-acceptance higher than we ever have as we continue to ascend into the 5D during this spiritual separation and kind of warlike energy as we're having those spiritual wars within ourselves as well. Okay? Yes. Hi Dustin. Hi All Connected. Hi Mika. Yes. Awesome. Awesome. All right. So the next message is support from the spirit world. Okay. Support from the spirit world is our soul food. Okay. And we're needing that spiritual fulfillment. And a lot of us are emotionally eating. I'm guilty of it. I've been emotionally eating a little bit. I'm not going to lie. But also I've seen it in others and I've felt it in the collective, this need to fill the void. And it's this energy around the solar plexus and the sacral chakra. And really what it is it's this desire to really be fulfilled in what we're creating and what we're wanting to manifest and how we want to feel fulfilled in our soul power. But we're, instead of doing all the work to really go out and fulfill the things we want, accomplish the things we want to accomplish and fulfill those goals and step into our soul power, we're kind of internalizing the struggle or the extent of that work, and instead we're just emotionally eating. We're filling the void with this material, physical idea of fulfillment instead of the actual soul food we need. And our guides want to help us. Our guides want to help us accomplish those goals outside of us that we want to be fulfilled by, but we haven't been tapping in to our way of doing that, of our way of receiving that assistance from our guides. We haven't been doing the work to make the connection, a lot of us, okay? And so when you're noticing the need to emotionally eat or stress eat, see if you can feed your soul first and notice if that curves your actual physical appetite, okay? Because it really is our spirit craving to be fulfilled, but we're kind of reacting in a 3D, very physical way, reaction to that feeling of void when we really should be fulfilling our soul, okay? Same thing with emotional void. You know, if you're emotionally eating or stress eating, it's different, maybe feelings of different places of the void, but it's still the same kind of thing, okay? How can you fulfill your soul instead of filling your body with this excess food or consuming other things that you know aren't really great for you or weighing you down, that really is a means of fulfilling your soul in a different way. It's not fulfilling your soul, right? It's filling your practicing and playing with the idea of, you know, dropping into meditation before eating. You know, if I'm feeling hungry, or feeling like I'm craving something, or feeling like I just ate and now I'm hungry again, right? And I'm feeling stressed and then I want to eat or snack, right? You know, dropping into meditation instead of eating that snack or eating that extra meal, and just first seeing, okay, what am I actually feeling void in? Is it really my body that's feeling like it needs nourishment, or is it my soul that's feeling like it needs nourishment, or is it my heart that's needing nourishment, or is it my mind? Am I bored? Is my mind needing nourishment and stimulation, right? So noticing that, because that will really shift so much of our experience, and we'll start to notice that our soul has actually been asking for fulfillment. It hasn't really been our body as much as it might feel like it is, okay? And then we start to step out of that 3D perspective and response, and we start to step more into the 5D, the more energetic, intuitive, spiritually connected. And this is going to be easy for us this week because that 1010 portal is opening the doors not only in our lives to certain things and certain paths of manifestation, but also to the spirit world, okay? And so we're starting to feel more connection to that energy and that intuitive perception of things, okay? So noticing that, how is everybody feeling with that? Yes, I get it, Meredith. The stress eating is a thing. It's a thing. You know, and sometimes we, you know, it's part of the season, right? You know, when we step into the fall, and as the fall starts to become the winter, you know, we naturally start to eat more. We naturally start to, you know, build up our nourishment, and in that way, comfort food, you know, and being able to eat more in that way. And that's okay, you know, we go through those cycles. It's okay to be more in our bodies. It's okay to enjoy that, you know, aspect of life. But we just want to also make sure that it's in balance, right? We want to make sure that we're not overdoing it, or doing it in a way that we're creating habits of emotional eating and stress eating that ends up being addictive or gluttonous or whatever, right? So that's really what I'm getting at. You know, be kind to yourself, be gentle with yourself as well, but also just keep that reflective aspect, that intuitive aspect of noticing what fulfillment is really needed in those moments, okay? The card Hope comes up here, okay? So it's also about having hope. Part of our spiritual fulfillment, or our soul food, is stepping into hope, faith, trust in the divine. When we're feeling a void, when we're feeling confused, conflicted, heavy, down, facing our shadow, whatever it is, when we're feeling those things, we want to make sure that part of the ways we counter those energies is to step into faith, step into hope, okay? That we can fulfill that void of heaviness with hope and faith. That can also be a part of our soul food, not just dropping into meditation and connecting with spirit, but also stepping more into our faith and our hope. It says your loved ones in the spirit world know when to reach out if you're at a low point, right? We just talked about the feeling of heaviness and low, and that connection to the spirit world. Whether you're caught up in a difficult situation or struggling with someone specific in your life, there is always hope. Okay, there is always hope. So no matter what the struggles are, no matter what you're feeling that's feeling heavy or down, there is always hope, okay? And the more you can feel into that hope in that moment, the more you'll be feeding your soul instead of eating emotionally because you're feeling hopeless, right? Try feeding your soul with hope first, okay? A lot of ways we can feed our soul with hope is by just looking at the positives and really questioning ourselves when we're feeling down. We can ask ourselves, you know, what part of me is feeling this hopelessness or this sadness or this emptiness? And why is that part of me feeling that way? And do I feel like I want to feed that part of myself that feels that way? Or will that end up creating a path that I don't want to go down, right? Or even you can ask yourself, you know, is what that part of myself feeling really true? Is it realistic? Is it real, right? Or is it based in conditioning or programming of the past? past? Is it actually, an illusion I've been telling myself, right? So feed your soul with hope, okay? Next message is about seeking new knowledge, okay? Seeking new knowledge. We're being called to seek new knowledge right now. A part of our expansion as a collective consciousness is to understand and learn more about our experience, okay? Our present experience and our human history experience, okay? So we're learning and we're getting the opportunity to evolve our learning right now. And some people are shying away from the opportunity to learn new information, and some people are leaning in, okay? This week, because we have the 1010 portal opening up, because we are stepping into new levels of balance from the Libra energy, we are really being called to continue to lean into new information, to continue to learn more, and to research, to dive deeper into ancient history, to dive deeper into even where our history is going, futurism, and to also dive deeper into our knowledge of what is going on presently in all sides of the spectrum and within ourselves, okay? So we want to seek new knowledge this week. It's going to be really helpful for us to do that. We want to make sure we don't shy away from it. The Voyager deck is coming forth for this. So if there's been something that you've been feeling curious about, interested in, or even something that's just been on your mind a lot and you don't know why, just research it. Research it. I would advise not just going to Google, but also going to other places that have more uncensored information, right? Go to some research articles, dive deeper into different search engines, DuckDuckGo some results, right? Because then you'll get even more information. You want to when you're looking for new knowledge, you don't want to look for new knowledge in the same places as you always do. You want to look for new knowledge in new places too, right? Because when you look for new knowledge in new places, you get new knowledge, right? And that can be really advanced, really helpful for the evolution of your consciousness and thus the evolution of humanity's consciousness. Okay, so with this message and seeking new knowledge, the disappointment card comes up. You may find that in seeking new knowledge, you become disappointed in some things. Maybe you become disappointed in the collective. Maybe you become disappointed in those who are or what you've been seeing about the collective, or what's being revealed about what you're learning, right? In regards to just the information. It might even be disappointment in like the way you've been programmed, or the way you've maybe had to change your perspectives based on what you learn or what new truths you find. Disappointment in the illusions of what you may have been thinking or knowing before that you now have to shift. Disappointment in the reason why that shift has to take place, right? Just so many elements of that, but we don't want to shy away from new knowledge just because we know we might be disappointed in certain people we learn about, or certain things we learn about, or even ourselves. We don't want to have disappointment be the reason why we don't learn new things. Instead, we want to notice that this is our opportunity for change. This is the Five of Cups cards. This is our opportunity for change that can positively impact our abundance of knowledge and our abundance of information, okay? So we want to notice that even if we learn new things and they disappoint us, it shouldn't cause us to feel reluctant to learn new things. It should actually give us more information. It should give us more excitement. It should give us more empowerment through that knowledge, because now we have more wisdom for continued evolution of our consciousness and of our experience, knowing that we won't have to learn the same things again because we're learning them now, okay? We won't have to go through, at least not that disappointment again, because now we know the truth, right? So All right, so next message is talking a little bit about the Queen of Heaven energy. This is actually what we're going to be doing a lot of in the Thinning of the Veil event this evening at 8 p.m. Central Time. Tickets are still available. You can sign up in the link in this video and also in the Bone Shaman link from Friday and the weekly reading link. So the links are everywhere. Link in my bio, also on Instagram at Readings by Rissa. But Queen of Heaven is our card of the month, and I've been doing a master class every month on the card of the month for the past couple of months. And this month is the Queen of Heaven, so we're doing that in addition to the Thinning of the Veil portal opening ceremony that we're doing in this event as well this evening. Now, just to give a little like a prequel or a little sneak peek to that event this evening and the Queen of Heaven energy influence of it. This week's energy with that event and more integration of the vibration of this energy is all surrounding protection, support, and the ability to provide for the feminine aspect of ourselves, okay? The divine feminine aspect of ourselves. And we provide and protect and support the feminine energy of ourselves with our masculine energy, okay? So we're going to do some things in the Thinning of the Veil / Queen of Heaven event this evening that's going to help us support our feminine with our masculine energy. And as we do that, especially during this portal, we're going to notice that we're opening doors for that energy to find balance and union within ourselves, which also opens the doors for us to manifest balance and union outside of ourselves in similar ways, whether that's through a divine love partner, soulmate connection like we talked about last week, making space for the soulmate connections, but also really making space for just that balance and harmony outside of ourselves and our expression of the feminine and masculine and our interaction with it in relationships, okay? Now this week we're going to notice that there's going to continue to be some separation in the masculine and feminine. We've seen this with the things going on in the news, the abortion laws in Texas, different aspects of social structures and, just kind of this contrast and disputes of the masculine and feminine. We talked about the masculine wounds showing up in a lot of things with the government and the social structures there and the ways in which things are being handled overseas. And so we're noticing a lot of that masculine and feminine kind of battling things out. The action, the orneriness, the aggressiveness, the assertiveness of the masculine, and then the energy of the overwhelmingly flowing and intuitive and even emotional kind of mystical, unknown mystery aspect of the feminine, okay? And the creative force that can be destructive and also be life-sparking, right? Soul-sparking. So we're seeing a lot of that, and we're going to notice how that shows up more over the next few weeks and into the next year. We're going to notice that the separation between men and women are really having that, it's for a purpose. It's separating because there's wounds on both sides that need to be seen and healed and worked through on their own, and then for the sake of coming together later on, okay? Let's see what Mary Magdalene has for that. Such a good deck for that as well. How's everybody feeling? Oh, thanks, Dustin. Thank you so much. Hi, Mystic Haven. Oh, I'm so glad. Oh, the audio is so much better when I use my phone. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Yeah, I'm on like a fancy podcast mic right now. So that's really good to know that the audio is better on my phone. Thanks for telling me, Mystic Haven. We're still working on audio stuff, but yeah, we might have to do something different for audio so that it's better. I also know that this room is a little echoey, which I'm working on as well. So thank you for sharing, because I do need to know these things. All right, so when it comes to the Queen of Heaven energy, protecting, support, providing for the feminine with the masculine energy support, for it, and that just idea of masculine and feminine energy separating for the purpose of coming together, we get the resurrection card. That there will be a resurrection, there will be a coming back to life, a new connection, a new thriving in union and resurrection of that balance, of that deeper connection, okay? This is going to be great for us. There's this fiery energy with this. There's this beautiful creative energy with this, okay? We're seeing the sacral chakra really showing up for us here with the solar plexus in the middle with that golden yellow light, okay? So this is letting us know that we are culminating a creation of the masculine and feminine. There's a dance happening, and that dance will create new life, new power, new light, okay? But there's a dance for a reason, and it needs to kind of separate and then come together. It needs to face each other and clash and then pull apart and do all of these things in order for a understanding to be reached, in order for a true creation, a truly evolved creation to be manifested, okay? So we're going to see that in our own personal lives through our intuition merging with our action, our logic merging with our passion and our heart, our connections with our shadow merging with our connections with our light. So many things that we can dive into with that, okay? All right, everyone, next message. This is the second to last message before astrology. And it's the Weeping Hearts message, okay? The Weeping Hearts message. Some of you have been having a really weeping heart. This is a heart that's heavy, a heart that's weeping, a heart that's grieving, a heart that's mourning. And it's been a roller coaster. It's been up and down. It's been, sometimes very happy and overjoyed, even weeping with joy. And sometimes the heart is weeping with sadness, okay, and grief. This is a part of the moon energy integration from last week. This is also part of our preparation for the continued portal. This is also part of the Mars, Sun, Mercury stellium, which I'll be talking actually a lot about in the Thinning of the Veil event tonight as well. So many things going on in the Thinning of the Veil event tonight, honestly. It's like jam-packed, like 2 hours is going to be jam-packed with stuff, but it's going to be amazing. So, but we're feeling this roller coaster of emotions and really roller coaster of weeping, the spectrum of weeping hearts, okay? We're finding deeper compassion as we have our hearts kind of cracked open more, broken, or just cracked open. No matter how your heart is being cracked open, whether it was cracked open because of a heartbreak or whether it was cracked open because of a deep heart-centered experience that kind of burst your heart open, either way, your heart has expanded. It's opened up, okay? And we're finding new compassion, deeper levels of love, deeper connections with that heart energy. And that's where the roller coaster comes from, is that it gets cracked open, and sometimes that can feel really good, tears of joy. But then because the heart is now so open and sensitive, if it starts to reflect on nostalgic things or sadness or heavy things, or it experiences heavy things, then it's like, weeping, grieving, mourning the energy of the heart that was closed and less sensitive, okay? We are also noticing this grieving and mourning of those that we've lost, that we feel we've lost, okay? Really, we've gained wisdom from these relationships, and we really never lose anything, but there's this feeling of loss in recognizing when people have taken paths that are different than ours, or when they've chosen a different experience, or that where they've just simply transitioned or moved on and out of our life. There's this energy of mourning that as well, which is part of the Mercury retrograde aspect of the stellium, and also part of the energy of Mercury retrograde itself. And so just noticing how the weeping heart energy is showing up in your life, and just really being gentle and kind and loving with yourself through that. cracked open to mend what's broken is what the mantra came through as in meditation today, that we're being cracked open to mend what's broken, okay? And so it's almost like we have those rises in our heart expansion to help mend what's been broken, but we're kind of oscillating between cracked open and broken, okay? And it's okay to feel through your heart. It's okay to have feelings. It's okay to cry. It's okay to laugh until you cry. It's okay to feel an overwhelming sense of excitement and gratitude and not even know why. It's okay to be joyful, and it's also okay to not be in moments and to have that up and down. The biggest thing we want to make sure we do is to not be too consumed by either side of the spectrum, and instead just be observant, not getting too attached or consumed by it, not defining ourselves by either of those emotions, but instead just appreciating them for what they're doing in our lives and what they're showing us in our experience, okay? Just appreciating them for the information they give us, but not necessarily defining ourselves or identifying ourselves by those emotions, because we are not our emotions. And it's when we start to think we are our emotions that we can really confuse ourselves and put ourselves into an illusion. All right. Okay, shadow work card for that one with the weeping hearts, and then we'll talk about the last little message before astrology. How is everybody feeling? Yes. Oh my goodness. Broken dreams. Wow. We just talked about cracked open to mend what's broken. So if you've been feeling like some of that nostalgia or heaviness or broken-heartedness is over dreams that you had that are now broken, you know, maybe dreams of a future that you thought you were going to have in a certain way that's no longer, what you want or what you are able to have. This can also be broken dreams of, the ideas of what you had before you learned what you learned with that new knowledge that we're picking up on this week. This can be kind of the idea of something we used to want that was a part of our dream for our future, but now we are deciding it's no longer part of our desire. And this says only you can accept or reject your dreams, okay? So, and then some of it might be self-sabotaging of these broken dreams, where you're going into those heavy lows, and it's really because you're trying to convince yourself, or you're putting yourself in an illusion saying that you can't manifest your dreams, or that you're giving up on yourself. You're in this kind of hopelessness, right? You haven't found the self-acceptance aspect. You're consumed by disappointment. So making sure that you're not, putting yourselves in a trap of negativity because you're rejecting your own dreams when you don't have to, okay? So it could go either way with that. It could be actual dreams that you're having to let go of because you know they're not aligned to you anymore, or it could be dreams that you've assumed you're not able to manifest, and thus you've stepped into this feeling of brokenheartedness, okay? But either way, find deeper love and compassion for yourself, and know that if you step into more acceptance of a dream, if you can manifest, you can feed your soul more vitality of that dream if you so choose. But also self-acceptance of moving forward can also be your soul food too in the situation, depending on how, what feels most resonant to you, okay? Yeah, powerful stuff, y'all. Okay, last message before we do astrology real quick is that Spirit World is asking us to take the initiative. Take the initiative, okay? The Spirit World is opening the door. That's what the portal, the 1010 portal, the thinning of the veil portal of today is all about, okay? It's all about opening the door to the Spirit World and to other things that we have manifested or asked for from the Spirit World or with the Spirit World, okay? Now, once the door is open, that's the Spirit World doing its part. It's now opened the door. But the Spirit World wants us to step through the door. It doesn't want to have to grab us and pull us through the door or push us through the door from the other side. It wants us to step through. It wants us to take the initiative, to step through the door. Because when we take the initiative to step through the door, we're telling Spirit that we want to deepen our connection with Spirit. But if we don't do that, then we're not actually going to deepen our connection with Spirit, because we haven't even set that intention. We haven't told Spirit. We haven't included Spirit in that relationship. We haven't taken the initiative to step through the door, okay? So do the work, right? Meditate, do your yoga practices, do your breath work, journal. Do the things that you know work for you to help you connect to the spirit world if you want to enjoy this portal, and if you want to deepen your gifts or connect deeper to your soul path or understand your spirit guides or speak to your passed on loved one, you know, or connect to your higher self or manifest more abundance, whatever you want to do that has involvement with the spirit world. Take the initiative by doing the spiritual practices that make the connection possible. Because the door is already open, especially this week, it's open, okay? Especially this whole month, it's open. This is the best time to take advantage of the fact that you can connect to the spirit world anytime you want, okay? So take the initiative. If you know these are things that you want to do, join tonight's event. The Thinning of the Veil event is literally made and designed for that. For those of you who are wanting to take the initiative to deepen your connection to this portal and to your ability to access the spirit world and utilize that access for amazing, amazing things that can happen in your life as a result, okay? If that's a desire of yours, join the event or do something similar that gives you that same kind of access. Otherwise, you're asking for something, but you're not taking the initiative to get it, and you're likely not going to get it. And if you do get it, you're going to get it in glimpses, where spirit is kind of dangling the carrot, but not actually giving you the carrot, because you haven't taken the initiative to grab it or to walk towards it and come and get it, right? So, you know, if you start to see people really having amazing spiritual experiences or manifesting greatness in their life or being really successful in things that you've always wanted to do for yourself, it's probably because they've taken the initiative, right? So this is the work. Oh, I don't know what card they want. Let me fix this. So doing that work is powerful, okay? These ones are so hard to shuffle sometimes. So tiny. I usually do it this way. Does that make sense? Does anybody have questions on that? Make sure you take the initiative. Follow your heart. You know, follow your intuition on what you need to do to step into the door that you've opened or that you've asked Spirit to open. This is not just connecting to your guides and your spiritual connections. This is also if there's any doors that you ask Spirit to open for you and now they're open, you got to take the initiative to walk through the door. You've got to walk the walk. You've got to make the decision to walk through that door. And a lot of times that decision is an action that you know you need to participate in or embody to show that you are receiving or accepting that invitation to walk through the door, okay? Dragon Moon. So this is integration of the energy. Oh, thank you, PJ, for the super chat donation. Love you so much. Thank you. But yeah, this is the Dragon Moon energy, okay? So this is the integration of the Libra new moon last week. Now guides are calling us to walk the walk like we talked about last week. Create the space like we talked about with the moon to walk into and through the door, okay? So Dragon Moon, it says, there are many forms of light upon planet Gaia, and all transmit healing rays. We ask you now to breathe in the light of the moon, and beneath its silver radiance, drink in its magic, okay? So also notice where the moon is showing up in your natal chart right now, and in your and in the chart itself. I don't know exactly where the moon is today, but check that out, and I'll probably look that up so that we can look at it in the Thinning of the Veil. But I do know that we do have a Mars, Sun, Mercury stellium tonight, we have part of it activating tonight. We've got a lot of astrology stuff, so really feel into the astrology. This portal is also part of that. Obviously, the moon has to do with, astrology, and so does this portal. And so we're stepping into, drinking in the magic of the portal as well. And the more that we can do that with our ability to, take the initiative by stepping into the work, stepping into the connection, stepping into setting the intention, stepping into the energy of the portal and doing something with it, the more we are, accessing the ways we have healing rays in our light and shining those healing rays into the world even more and into our lives when we need it, okay? Being our own support system of light through working with this magic of the moon and of the astrology and of the portals and all the things, okay? So definitely join me tonight in the Thinning of the Veil event. It's going to be amazing. So excited for that. 8 p.m. Central Time. The link will be in the description of this video. Also check out the Bone Shaman BQH session clip that I posted on my YouTube channel. It is really intense and vulnerable. It was a big share for me, but I really wanted to share because this was something that I've been experiencing in my channeling career and in just my channeling life. Gio's having a dream. He's like channeling the dream moment now. But it's something that I've experienced for years, like even Nico's seen me channel many different guides. My voice changes, my body language changes, all of that. And it's something that I've shared in public forums during my Channel and Chill events when I was doing those before the pandemic hit. And I think I'll be bringing those back. I still do channeling here and there. But this is me bringing that back. This is me bringing that back because the BQH session really activated my channeling even deeper. And so that's what the Bone Shaman clip is me channeling through this new guide that showed up in that session. Thanks to the Quantum Guide. Shout out the Quantum Guide. Make sure to follow her channel. She's amazing. And she posts a lot of these past life regressions and BQH sessions of other people. So she also is great for that type of work as well if you're interested in having your own session. The Bone Shaman, has really allowed me to activate now not only my channeling abilities again and start to feel more comfortable sharing them as I be more vulnerable sharing them. But it's also stepped me into bone casting and bone osteomancy, divination, and bone throwing. So it's like a past life traditional form of divination that feels very, very kindred to my soul. And so I was able to share a live reading that I will start to do every month now. Every first Friday of the month, I'm going to start to do these bone casting readings, and it's really fun because it's an interactive reading where I also open it up for any of you to send a super chat donation and then ask a question where I can give you a little bone casting reading right then and there live as well. So we do one for the collective, and then we also open it up for donation-based mini readings. So that was super fun on Friday, so check out that live. I also did a huge, exciting announcement during that live on Friday night, and I'm going to be really excited to open up some really just so excited news. Like, I just want to share it. But pretty much, y'all know, I think I've mentioned it before, I'm opening a virtual store over the holiday season. Maybe I haven't told you. Have I told you yet? Okay, that's what I'm doing. So I'm opening up a virtual store for the holiday season, and I'm going to start pre-orders for some of the products that I have available. These are the first, round of Rissa Vibes products that will continue to be available on the website as it launches during the holiday season. But the pre-orders are going to be starting soon, very soon. I actually opened up for some pre-orders yesterday, or not yesterday, Friday. I keep saying that. The Bone Shaman reading was 2 days ago. But yeah, so definitely check out the Bone Shaman reading. Definitely come to the event tonight because I'll also be opening it up for some pre-order stuff there as well. And I'm super excited to open up my virtual store for all of you. So, all right. Looks like the camera turned off. Can you guys see me? Let me know. And if not, love so much to talk about. I'm going to finish quickly. Oh, I got you twisted it. You twisted the camera. Oh, I think y'all can hear me. Oh, yep. Hey. Oh. Oh, that was so funny. Okay, now we're good. I had to wait for it to catch up. Okay, can everybody hear me? Yeah. All right, cool. Woo, we're back. The battery died because I talked too much. I went over an hour. Double Gemini talks too much. Okay, so let me go ahead and get through this astrology real quick so we can go ahead and close out. Quick astrology. So today for the 10-10 portal, we also have Saturn going direct in Aquarius. Yes, Saturn is going direct in Aquarius, which is exciting. That is really the end of a very long Saturn retrograde that we've had all summer. So this is our opportunity to literally step into the lessons we've learned over the past several months, 3 or 4 months. Noticing how we've matured, noticing how we've grown and evolved, noticing what we've learned, and really embodying what we've learned. And now we don't have to keep getting hit with lessons back to back to back like we have been all summer, okay? So this is really great news, okay? Saturn going direct in Aquarius. And this is when the portal doors are opening with the 10-10 portal. So this is also really nice that we're no longer having to open doors to learning new lessons. A lot of the doors that are opening are really opportunities for us to just choose a path versus learning a lesson that may be grueling to learn, okay? 10-13, we have Venus in Sagittarius, sextile Saturn in Aquarius. Shout out for Venus no longer being in Scorpio. That was a doozy, but that shifted out last week, and now we're Venus in Sag, sextile Saturn in Aquarius. This is going to be a very fun, adventurous, flirty kind of energy. It's going to help us not be so attached romantically to certain things, but instead to be able to have fun and flirty connections without getting too serious or involved with things or without taking things too serious. So that's going to be really fun, helping us not be so sentimental and attached, okay? Then also, next, on the 15th of October, we have Sun in Libra. Shout out to our Sun in Libra, trine Jupiter in Aquarius. This is going to be great. This is where we're going to see more of the stars' influence in helping us learn new things and expand our knowledge. So that's going to be a really great day for us to just kind of open up to new information. Then on the 16th of October, we have Mercury in Libra, sextile, and remember Mercury is still retrograde. Mercury in Libra, sextile Venus in Sag. This is going to give us some productive networking. I think Mercury may be actually going direct soon as well, so we'll wait for that, but we are getting our opportunity to feel some more networking opportunities showing up, which is letting us know that Mercury is going to go direct soon. You know, the communication's getting back on track. Libra's balancing it out really nice as well. And like I said, when we went into Mercury retrograde, it's been pretty chill. It hasn't been, too hard of a Mercury retrograde this time around. And then lastly, when we meet again on Sunday the 17th at 1:11 p.m. Central Time, we're going to see the Sun in Libra squaring Pluto in Capricorn. And we're also going to see Jupiter going direct in Aquarius. Look at all of these retrogrades going direct in Aquarius. We are literally entering the age of Aquarius. It is happening. We are here. We have arrived. It's exciting. When Jupiter goes direct in Aquarius on Sunday, we're going to feel a lot of our luck returning back to us. So we have one layer, right now where Saturn is going direct and kind of relieving us of all the tough love lessons we've been getting. And then next Sunday, we're going to get another layer of relief with Jupiter going direct and bringing us our luck and our abundance back even more. And with the Sun in Libra square Pluto in Capricorn, we're going to have some opportunities to heal, but we may see some crises show up in our relationships due to ego or power struggles. These are going to show us where healing is needed and give us the opportunity to start initiating that healing, okay? Yes, we got through all the astrology. Let's go ahead and finish out with our 3 cards. How is everybody feeling? I'm moving quick now because I'm like, dang, I already went through one battery. But I guess we have a full battery now, so I don't really have to rush. It's already past an hour. It is what it is. Who's joining me tonight for the Thinning of the Veil event? Shout out to anybody joining, and shout out to anybody getting their ticket as soon as you're done with this reading. Only $10.10 to join. I'm going to be sipping some cacao. We're going to be doing some deep meditation practices. We're going to be talking about how to protect your energy, which is also a big theme in tonight's event. We're going to talk about how to develop your intuition. It's just going to be amazing, y'all. I'm so excited for the 1010 portal. I love doing 1010 portal events. I think I've done something for the 1010 portal every single year for at least 3 or 4 years straight. I just love it. All right, first card for the beginning of the week is Power Over the 7 Scorpions. It says you are being initiated into the magic of conjuring as to have the power to affect lower vibrational forces through your own will and spoken word. You are guided to use this powerful gift with compassion and discernment, with mercy and non-judgment. You can manage any toxicity in your life swiftly with great effect. Okay, so this is really stepping us into that awareness of what we need to know is good for us or not good for us right now, and knowing that we have the power to transmute it. The doors opening up for both sides of the spectrum, and knowing we don't have to choose any of the toxic doors that have been opened, okay? Having discernment, having mercy, having grace, okay? You know, really letting yourself have compassion and gentleness as you make those decisions. You know, we talked about what's reliable and what's not in the beginning of this reading. This is really referring to that. Noticing what's not reliable and really stepping into rising above that energy. Middle of the week card is the Grizzly Bear for power. So beautiful. And this energy is really an energy of being indestructible. It says, I am indestructible. I honor my intuition and go where it leads. Love and gentleness are my real strength. I never give up. I will succeed. Okay? So this is persistence. This is power. This is really stepping into that emotional balance of action. You know, the divine masculine with action and the divine feminine with intuition. Following where your intuition leads you, but staying powerful and persistent in the path. Okay? And then end of the week card is mercy. Mercy was talked about in the first card as well, okay? And it said having the mercy and non-judgment to use our guided and powerful gift, okay? So this mercy energy, being gentle and being calm through any kind of duality, and knowing that we can have the mercy to choose, to make a choice, to step forward and flow and grace and balance, okay? And this is really an energy of forgiveness of ourselves as well, for anything that we had to learn from the Saturn retrograde, forgiving ourselves for anything that we're healing from and what we're evolving into, and forgiving ourselves from any disappointment we felt, you know, in the cards earlier as well, okay? All right, loves, how do you feel? This was such a great reading. So good to connect with all of you. I'm super excited to connect with all of you more this evening at 8 p.m. Central Time for the Thinning of the Veil Queen of Heaven event. You can sign up for that in the link in my bio on Instagram at Readings by Rissa, or you can click the link in the description of this video as soon as it uploads, or you can click the link that's in the description of the video that I posted 2 days ago, the Bone Shaman reading. It's in the actual live reading description, okay? So definitely sign up if you'd like to be a part of that event. It's going to be amazing. We're going to do so much portal work together and really portal play together. We're going to be tapping in with community. It's going to be amazing. So I'll see you there. Thank you for joining me, and I will catch you next week for a brand new weekly reading. I love you so much. Peace. Happy Portal Day. Happy 1010. Tag me, send me pics of you, you know, watching this reading, sharing this reading, doing your 1010 spiritual practice. practices, tag me on Instagram at Readings by Rissa, 1010 Portal, all the things, okay? I love you so much. Peace.